My name is Maya Kopytman. I'm a graphic designer and a partner at C&G Partners, a design studio in New York City. I have always been curious about the way we form ideas. As creative professionals, we have to generate them on demand, on a deadline, which is not exactly the way our brains work. Creative minds find inspiration in everyday things. It's the random associations they produce that lead to meaningful and original insights. As you probably know, these connections usually come out of nowhere. An episode of insomnia can put me into this state of random but highly connected thoughts. In the morning, I'm tired, but I nail down the designs. In scientific terms, this state is called REST, which is an acronym for Random Episodic Silent Thought, during which the mind is very active but partially at an unconscious level. The association cortices work extra hard during this state in making connections intrinsically, not in response to things around us. The issue is that it's hard to reproduce this state with intention, and we designers have to generate ideas on deadlines. For some, rest can be achieved by running. In his book, What I Talk About When I Talk About Running, Haruki Murakami depicts the eureka moment when he decides to become a writer. Meditation is an obvious option for some, but it's also a commitment and takes a lot of practice. My personal trick was discovered accidentally, and it has worked again and again without failing. When I listen to live music and track with my eyes the way music is produced, ideas take the shapes of logos, posters, installations, whatever the project I work on at the moment. The level of focus I achieve during live performances brings my best ideas. I cover the concert programs with doodles. When I run out of space, I use another one. I had always been curious about this phenomenon and decided to dive deeper into the why. With today's imaging, we know that music engages many areas in the brain, including those that are usually involved in other kinds of cognition. Music is constructed of various elements like rhythm, melodic line, which is essentially the element of time, volume, key or harmony, which is often referred to as color. In fact, people with synesthesia consistently see the same color when they hear a certain key. Timbre, the same melody can be produced by a violin or a trumpet with a totally different emotional effect. And finally, composition. I guess this complexity could explain how music activates so many different areas of the brain and supports other functions such as writing, computation, and strong emotions. Design in its complexity is akin to music. It's about shape, rhythm, color, texture, time, and composition. But it's also deeply rooted, like music, in content and context. Back in my undergrad, I started exploring the places where these two fields converge. In both music and design, drama, tension, and resolution serve an important role. Today, we know that the areas of the brain that respond to resolution of tension, the sense of arrival at the home base, are the same that light up while eating chocolate or during sex. So what kind of music works best? For me, it's definitely classical. I grew up in a musical family. My father was a composer and mom an amateur opera singer. I started taking piano lessons from age 5 and continued until 23 while I was in design school. And I have been playing the piano since. Today we know that the brains of people who actively make music, especially from early age, are different from those who don't. So maybe my creative juices respond to classical music because of my former training. Now, I always assumed that a dose of classical music could enhance any brain, but to my surprise, research shows that it's the listener's preference that has the greatest impact on brain connectivity, especially on a circuit involved in internally focused thought, empathy, and self-awareness. So it's the music you love and are familiar with that has the strongest impact. It's not just music that can help us focus on the visual realm. Visuals can also help us focus on music. This motion piece that I designed for Fort Worth Symphony to the music of Osvaldo Golijov was projected at numerous live performances and many in the audience reported that it helped them focus and connect with the piece. So we know that music can enhance creative activity, but what can speed up the firing of connections in our brains is active listening, the type of listening that happens in live concerts when you can experience a much higher level of focus. And while we wait for the concert venues to open, we can tune into live performances online. As to the choice of music, I'm leaving it to you.